Grace to you and hope, beloved people of our living God. I want to share some thoughts on where we are at present in this ever-changing world of COVID-19, and also speak to you about what might happen in the more immediate future as the people of the Leland community, United Methodist Church. We are currently closed until the end of July. Watching and listening carefully to the reports and statistics about an increase in new infections right outside our doorsteps, we are considering opening for limited in-person worship services sometime in early August. This depends, of course, in large part on whether the rate of infections decreases or increases during that time period. And when we do open our sanctuary doors for in-person worship service, it will not be anything like we have been used to before COVID-19. We will need to initiate one-way traffic coming in the church and exiting the church after the service. We will need to wear face masks prior to entering the building and until we are back safely into our cars or in our homes. We will need to give each other at least 6 feet of space for safety reasons. So there will be no close contact, such as greeting, hugging, or handshakes anytime before, during, or after the service. We will not hand out paper bulletins, but everything liturgy-wise will be projected on our screen in front of the sanctuary. And our seating capacity will be severely limited to no more than 70 persons in the sanctuary. What will not change, however, is our commitment to continue providing the best kind of online worship experience that we can offer. We do this via Facebook and our YouTube channel. And whether it's live or pre-recorded, it will be available for people who, for whatever reason, may choose not to yet come to church because of their level of comfort with what's going on around us, or for health reasons. I don't know how many of us are familiar with the Broadway musical Hamilton. In the finale, the cast sings together a powerful song that contains these words: "Who lives? Who dies? Who will tell your story?" And this last question really caught my attention as I was thinking about us here, the people of the Leland community, United Methodist Church. Who will tell our story? Who indeed, if not you and me? There is a strong urge in some quarters for going back to normal, but that, I'm afraid, is no longer an option. Going back to normal, Pastor Amy Butler writes in a recent article for Religious News Service, demonstrates a sad and limited view of God's vast, surprising, and relentless work in the world. So instead of calling or clamoring for going back to normal, for a quick return to all that is familiar, we should be asking ourselves some important as well as challenging questions. Let me give you one of those questions. Who are we as a church, as the Leland community, United Methodist Church? And what are we called to do and be in this world of ours? as we ponder this question, and I hope not just today, but every day. Let me share some familiar words from the prophet Isaiah, chapter 43. Remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. The wild beasts will honor me, the jackals and the ostriches, for I give water in the wilderness, rivers in the desert, to give drink to my chosen people, the people whom I formed for myself, that they may declare my praise. Following Jesus has never been a particularly easy or safe choice. And what is God calling us to be as the Church of Jesus Christ in this eventual post-pandemic world of ours? And what is God calling us to be right now as we are in the midst, in the throes of the COVID-19? Like many of you, I miss the church. And I miss what we used to know and do. But I do not miss it so much so, and to such an extent, that I am unwilling to consider that God just might call us to be and do something new, as Isaiah reminds us. The decisions about how and when to safely reopen our church and our sanctuary for worship services are complex. Church leaders everywhere are watching and listening very carefully what the local and national trends are. Follow the advice of credible scientists and listen carefully to experts as it relates to church-related activities such as Holy Communion, as well as congregational singing. We proceed with utmost caution, mindful of the best practices available to us at this time. But what seems to be abundantly clear by now is that we will need to find a new way to be the church, even if it isn't as familiar as sitting in a pew. And the only real course open to us is the hard work of showing the world a model of radical love for our neighbors. This might mean to stay closed, because doing so enables us to do the sacred task of saving people's lives. We ask our members and friends to wear face masks not because we want to make life more miserable, but because wearing a face mask demonstrates that we truly care for one another. And that by me wearing a face mask, I am saying to you, and you wearing a face mask here and everywhere, are saying to me, I care about you. And we know that wearing face masks does protect other people, as well as ourselves, from this airborne virus. And so I pray, dear friends, that the people of the Leland Community United Methodist Church will have enough imagination to realize that our mission is to be the authentic and prophetic witness to the grace, mercy, and love of God. It is Friday, but Sunday is coming. Thanks be to God. thanks for continuing to pray.